Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about Fate Grand Order, the ninth anniversary. We got all the news yesterday. We've had some time to sit with it, about 24 hours-ish, maybe 20 hours. And there's a lot to get into, there's a lot to talk about. This video is going to be me sort of discussing everything, all my thoughts. There's going to be some ups, there's going to be some downs. And I don't want this video to come off too much like I'm bashing the game, but I also don't want this to come too much off of me defending the game. So hopefully we strike a little balance there. And I think even some of the negatives have some positives about them. And I just want to talk about it. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys disagree with anything I said, if you guys agree with anything I said, I'd love to know. I think this is a very interesting anniversary. And I'd really like to hear people's thoughts. I think another aspect is we're going to get the Famitsu article and the interview with all the important people at this game, Nasu, Mr. 2, and usually we get a lot of good insight. And that should be coming in like August 8th, so 4 to 5 days. So I might do a video on that. We'll see if there's anything impactful or anything. But anyway, thank you guys for clicking on this video. We're going to get into it. First thing, though, is if you guys could help me out, I want to get to 700 subscribers before summer starts. That's about 2 weeks. I set this goal about a week ago before the anniversary started, and now that Ciel's about to come out, you guys know what we got to do. It's going to be a huge time for this channel, and I'd love it if you guys could all be there with me. So to segue into that, let's talk about Ciel. So Ciel was announced the first day. It was announced when they show off the first batch of summer units. This time we didn't get any silhouettes. Last year we got a bunch of silhouettes for the second batch, and it was obvious it was just the Fairy Knights. I want to try to be like as objective as possible, because obviously if you guys know my channel, if you guys have been following me for a little bit, I've wanted Ciel in the game for a really long time. The second video I ever did on this channel, the first video was a Pokemon video. Second video was 2023 predictions. And I really wanted her, and since then, it's been a kind of ongoing theme, you know. But I do want to be sort of objective and say that I think that it is a little bizarre to put a brand new character into the slot of a summer unit. Because obviously summer units are supposed to be from Fate Grand Order, right? And there's a ton of characters that need alts or need some sort of love story-wise. Not even just, oh, yeah, I want to see, you know, summer version of them, which, you know, some of them are. But to take a slot away, basically, for this new character that they could have put in anywhere else, I definitely hear that and understand that, and honestly kind of agree. The thing that's weird for me is that it almost feels like they swapped Ereshkigal and Ciel, where, like, I think we would have had a way better reception if, okay, they show, you know, the 2 4-stars, and they go, whoa, Summer Ereshkigal, that's crazy. And then the anniversary character is Ciel. And she's not like Summer, she's just Ciel, you know. I think that would have played better, because once you did Ciel, it was like, whoa, okay, the anniversary character is going to be someone crazy. But overall, I'm really excited about this. I mean, you guys can go watch my reaction video. This is probably the craziest thing for me personally, that's happened in the game. Almost ever. Proto Merlin was pretty close. Proto Merlin was really exciting. This is probably number 1 for me. But other than that, let's kind of segue into Ereshkigal, the other character that was announced. Space Ereshkigal. Definitely a popular character. I've wanted her for a little bit. I'm not like a whoa super Ereshkigal fan, but I like her. I think it would have been cool to put her in. She's needed it for a while. And her design is really sick. This design is really cool. I really, really like her design. She's also really strong. She's really strong. My main issue, and again, it's very arbitrary, like, what characters come out when, right? But I do think my issue is, like, people complained last year, and I was with them on certain aspects, that we're putting a summer unit, like last year was half a summer unit as the anniversary character. And that sort of felt like, man, what? Like, that's kind of, you know, a little crazy. Now we're doing just full summer unit as an anniversary character, which does sort of feel like, what? And yeah, I'm glad that she's in, but again, it's very arbitrary because if you, like I just said, swap her and Ciel, I think we're fine. So I'm not going to complain about that. I just want cool characters, and I think Ereshkigal is cool. And yeah, I think overall pretty happy, really strong. She's a very strong character. But kind of needed, kind of wanted. I think this last batch of Summer's servants are going to be pretty big. I think it's probably going to be Koinskaya or Arkruid. I'm leaning towards Arkruid because I kind of don't know what Ciel is like doing in the summer event without like Arkruid, but we will see. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about Ereshkigal. I think fans of Ereshkigal excited. I'm excited too. Probably not going to get her unless we get super lucky with Ciel. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool design. All three of her ascensions are really good. So, also, this is a side note, but I feel like every year they do like a bunch of 5-star rate ups. I feel like this lineup is a little bizarre, or just sort of like, I guess they're just trying to do rare characters, or maybe servants they don't have planned to rerun this year. Very just kind of random assortment. Merlin is very important selection here because, as we'll get to later on, but there is going to be a caster strengthening. We don't know who it is, but that caster strengthening is going to happen the day the Merlin raid up starts. So I am sort of predicting a Merlin upgrade strengthening. That'll be very interesting to me. I think that could go a lot of ways. That'll be very interesting. I'm excited to see that. Then we got some more quartz. I will say we sort of gotten. I think the average was 360 quartz and then 30 tickets. So that's pretty okay. There was a bunch of graphics going around before this anniversary that was like, last year we got 540. The year before, obviously, we got a ton, but that doesn't kind of count because you'd have to have every character in the game. But I do feel like we're missing like that huge chunk of quartz. 300 is nice. I'm not complaining, but does feel lower / just on average from last year's. And I do feel like it would be nice if we just kept ramping up. But maybe next year we'll get 1,000. Who knows? Desi Order is back. Seems to have every character that would be in. Last year, of course, they left Beast and Arrow out, and that was a little sort of not suspicious, but just kind of annoying. But this year, everyone's in. Pretty cool. If you guys want to watch me roll for that, I just posted a video on that. It was a pretty okay roll. But yeah, let me know who you guys, what your like starting 9 is going to be, your lineup. Because I'm always interested to see that. Then we got the Lucky Bags. Lucky Bags this year, pretty good. Like the small assortment. Very pretty powerful characters in some of these bags. Obviously, the number 1 draft pick, the first overall, is Morgan, Melusine, Oberon, and Cast Artoria. If you're starting the game recently, that's the bag to go to if you want to spend a little money. Not obviously advising you to spend money, but definitely the way to go. Those are all 4 very impactful servants. And then, yeah, so then is that going to be here? We got a pity update. So here's where I'm going to start sort of discussing more stuff. The pity update. So one thing I feel like Lysangle does a lot is that they will go add something that is nice, right? It's an objective update or good thing, like the original pity system for this game. It's objectively good that you can get a character after 330 rolls. At the same time, it's true that it's one of the worst pity systems in mobile games, right? It's really bad. It's not good. Then 2-3 years later, they update it. So now it's a normal pity system where every time you get to 330 and you haven't gotten the featured servant, you will get them. So if you try to summon, so say I summon for Ciel and I get her in 100 rolls, that'd be sick. The pity system the pity counter will reset, and I have another 330 to get another Ciel. And that's just infinite. So technically, if you were, I don't know, super duper rich, $1 billion, you could just get NP10, which you might need nowadays. We'll talk about that in a second. But you could just say boom, 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 boom. Would it be nice if they lowered the pity? Yes, I think they should have lowered it to like 220. You need like 600 rolls, and add this thing. But again, it's an objective upgrade, and that's how they get you, right? Because you can't complain, because you don't want them to go back, but it's not like, oh, bow down, that was the greatest thing ever, right? So that's sort of my take on the pity system. Nice to have, but, not going to apply for most people, I think, is sort of the main takeaway. So more quartz. Here we go. So this is the biggest thing for me, the append skills. I'm going to take a drink of water here real quick. All right. 2 new append skills, append 4 and 5, have been added. No changes to coins. The 2 new skills still cost 120. There's no refunds, or not refunds, but no reimbursements for your coins that you used before. And now, all of a sudden, this badly affects almost every type of player in the game, and we've never really had that. So, what I mean by that is the free-to-play players, they're basically never going to be able to touch this for their 5-star characters, if they were a 5-star character, because you have to make a decision of, do I want to go to 120, or do I want some of these append skills? I just think that's kind of scummy. I think they should. They still haven't added a universal coin, some sort of way to get more coins. But yeah, I just realized I do want to talk about the actual append skills first before we get too deep into it. So the first one, which I think is actually sort of underrated, I think this one is absurdly strong, is the 4th one is increase crit damage by 30%, max leveled. I think that's a really strong skill. Arguably stronger than the 5th one in a general sense. And then, of course, the 5th one is the one that a lot of people are talking about. I think will be the one that will make the most waves in specific circumstances, specific comps. But 5th one is when you use a skill for the first time in a game, the skill cooldown lowers by 1. So that's going to enable Arkruid to farm. That's going to enable Tony Lico to do some crazy stuff. And that's just going to be a general, strong thing for a ton of other characters. And just in general, just having one less cooldown is really nice. Also, a Ciel and Ereshkigal, her 3rd skill reduces the cooldown of all the skills. And her skills are just really cracked. She's a really cracked character, but with this thing, it's really, really good. So, now to sort of, get more deep into it, I was talking about how this affects badly almost every player, because free-to-play players never going to touch this outside of their low rarity servants. Dolphins, I wouldn't consider myself a whale, but I've been playing this game for a really, really long time, and I do spend money in the game. So Dolphin, upgraded Dolphin, whatever. It's rough for me because I have a couple characters that I have cracked out, or almost cracked out. Nobunaga, Summer Kama, Summer Nobunaga as well. And actually, I'm going to go look. I might have enough coins for everything for Summer Nobunaga, because I've gotten a lot of copies of her over time. But if you're sitting pretty at, hey, 120 NP5, all the appends unlocked, that's a huge accomplishment. It's money. But, that's a huge undertaking. Now, all of a sudden, you are kind of shit out of luck, because you need 240 more coins. The banner might not be up and might not come back for a while. And another aspect is these 2 append skills are so much better, so much stronger than the other append skills outside of the battery one, outside of the starting charge 20%. these two are way better than the class advantage and the extra card damage. That's just my opinion, but I think it's crit damage and skill cooldown is way stronger than those other two. So that's for people like me that are like, hey, I don't have every character in the game, MP, whatever, but, we're still kind of do a lot of things for the, with the game and everything. So now let's think about the whales. And the whales, every change that they do that involves like coins or money spending or whatever, sort of is weighed out by like, hey, 95% of the player base is going to hate this because it's just encouraging more money spending. But the whales who have money to spend, it doesn't matter to them. Now this is the first change that actually affects the whales because all of their characters that were cracked out, were maxed, are all of a sudden not maxed. Think about this. And obviously I think we're getting an Arc Root banner here soon. That's my opinion. We haven't had one in 2 years. But let's say you're a super whale. You have everything for Arc Root. NP5, 120, every append skill open. Now, all of a sudden you need 240 more coins. That's what? 3 more summons? That's 3 more summons on her. And her banner's not out yet. Or has not come back. That's going to piss some people off. And it's going to piss the people that they've chosen to be important off, right? L'Segal has chosen the whales to focus on. That's just how it's been the past few years. That's why I think this is a bad change. It doesn't really help anyone in terms of the actual, like, obtaining these append skills. Now I want to kind of zoom out and talk about the actual, like, skills themselves. We're not going to talk about how to obtain them or whatever. I think these are actually really cool. I think the skill cooldown thing is really cool. I think this actually makes a lot of characters more viable, makes a lot of characters more fun. That's what I love about this game is, hey, if you have a favorite character, you can crack them out. You can make them as highly invested as possible. You can make them really strong, and the game is not hard enough where it's like you have to use these specific characters. It is kind of getting towards that a little bit, at least towards the high level stuff, but most of the game, hey, you want to use whoever, you got it. And now this allows you to do that even more. Love that. That's one of my main things that makes this my favorite mobile game. I think this is really cool outside of how to obtain it and the coin system in general. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say about that. I think the coin stuff needs to be fixed. I'm honestly kind of expecting something to happen because there is just such an outrage on not only in the English-speaking community, but Japanese Twitter as well. Obviously, will they listen? Who knows? Feels like one of the more controversial things added to the game in a really long time. So that's going to be the end of that. We got some command seals coming back. I love this. I don't know a lot of these just by heart, like looking at the art. But wasn't the BB one good? I feel like the BB one was pretty good. The BB one might be pretty good. But love to see that. Command seals are really cool in this game. More stuff. More old CEs coming back to the shop. Like that too. More old Mystic codes as well. So pick those up if you haven't. And yeah, that is... strengthenings. So... I'll probably do a separate video tonight in, 5 hours. The first strengthening will happen. It's going to be a 5-star saber and a 3-star saber, I believe. 5-star saber we know is normal Artoria because in the stream they actually showed her and she has a new icon for her charisma. So that's pretty cool. Love to see the OG get more, love and everything. She's like a pretty good character already. So her getting better is really sick. Other than that, though, we'll kind of talk about that when it comes around. Obviously, I think Merlin will get one. And yeah, so other than that, I think that was pretty much it. One thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that there was no big game update. And so 2 years ago, we got the Brave Chain and the or Rainbow Chain and the Quick update. Those were such good changes. Quick needed help. The Rainbow Chain added more ways to play the game, more incentives to use quick cards, right? Next year, so last year, we didn't get a big game update, and the reasoning, I don't want to say it was an excuse, but the reasoning was because we just got the Ordeal Call, the Storm Pods, and the class score system, the skill trees and stuff. Sure, we'll give them a pass. I think that the skill trees, the class score could have been done a little bit better, but hey, this year, there's not really an excuse. We didn't get any huge, previous thing this year. We haven't really gotten, other game updates in a while. This would have been a perfect year to update, the coins or something. I still think that the way to do append skills is like a skill tree. I think that would be really cool. Just have generic skill trees for every character that just, increase, sort of like the class score system, but on a base level, and make the coins farmable, make the coins whatever. But we didn't get anything like that, and that was a little disappointing, I will say. Last thing, they announced that next year, part 2 of the story will be ending. Really excited that they just said, this is what's going to happen. Will it be delayed? We'll see. I don't want to be too doomer, but probably going to be delayed. I would not expect it to. Maybe it'll be December 31st, 2025. But anyway, excited about that. Excited that they sort of set themselves a date. I do just want to say there is no universe this game will be ending when that happens. I think anyone sort of thinking about end of service, whatever, service ending, that's not going to happen. This game makes way too much money for them to just go, oh, okay, shut it down. Yeah, not going to happen. We're going to get a part 3. We're going to get a continuation. I could see maybe some sort of huge update where we get Fate Grand Order 2, but it's the same game but super updated or something like that. But don't be worried about end of service, whatever. Did I say end of servers earlier? End of service, that's what I meant. But don't worry about that at all. I hope the ending of the story is pretty cool. I think it will be. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I do sort of just want to overall sort of say, I think Fate is starting to, I don't want to say lose steam, and not in an end of service way, but in a just an excitement way. They can keep doing this where they go, hey, release a popular character, release a popular summer version. But the reason a lot of people stick around and play this game is the gameplay and the story. When the story ends, I would expect a semi-exodus of players, unless there's just an immediate part 3 that happens and it's satisfying, or feels satisfying. But I do think there's going to be a need for big changes. They have a lot of, not glaring issues, but just a lot of things that need to be addressed. Coins are the biggest thing. The increase in general difficulty of the highest level farming stuff, I think, is something that needs to be addressed. The fact that you can't, I call it sort of musical chairs every time a 90++ note comes out. And then now we have 90 star stuff and everything. I think that needs to be addressed. I think the summoning system in general with all these coins and all these append skills, something has to happen. I think something has to happen. They cannot stick with the pity system and it being 0.7% to get a character or whatever. But that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. Overall, I think we're going to leave a lot of the negative stuff in this video. I'm just going to sort of focus in, be excited about Ciel, which I'm ecstatic about. I hope she's really good. I hope she's a sort of solo unit. That's going to be a very fun experience. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff on the channel when that happens. And yeah, please, if you guys, want to see some cool stuff, enjoy me talking to the camera and everything, subscribe, like, all that. And yeah, I think Fate still is kicking, still is balling. Still one of the biggest mobile games in existence. And I still love it. It's has some flaws, but I do think we are the closest we've been to like stuff fixing. I don't think the coin system will stay around as it is. I think we will get universal coins somewhere somehow, and yeah, I don't know if that's coping, but we'll see. All right, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys agree, if you guys disagree, I'd really love to talk to you guys in the comments. That's one of my main reasons I wanted to come back to making videos, was I was really missing the interactions with other players. And yeah, if you guys have anything, to say, disagree, agree with, I'd love to have a conversation in the comments. And yeah, I will see you guys later. There's going to be a lot more content coming around, so please check it out. If you guys missed anything that I've done over the past couple days, you might want to check that out. Ciel reaction video is pretty funny. Ciel reaction video is pretty funny. Was not expecting that. I think that was one of the craziest videos I've done. And yeah, expect more cool stuff in the future. So I will leave you guys with that. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.